Hello, friends, and welcome to, I think it's our 7th week of online learning already. And I sent your parents an email and told them it was going to look a little different over the next few weeks because some of you have already gone to school and gotten your supplies, and some of you will be getting it today or tomorrow or the next day, but sometime this week. So I want you to be using some of those supplies in there. So it's a handwriting notebook I want you to work in. There's also math. Okay, there's also your math book. You can work on anything in there. Definitely want you to work in that handwriting book. And also remember there's your pub room book in there. So for that, you're going to do just maybe 1 or 2 pages a day, but you want to make that really special because you're going to keep it because you're going to make a new one each year you're at Kroner. So you want to put it somewhere really special. So I don't want you to rush on that. So that's that little book that we made and they typed up for you. Now you need to add your illustrations. So you can have your parents reread the page for you, and then so that you can make a picture that matches the words. So you want to use colored pencil, 5 or more colors. Take your time and make it look beautiful because this is something you're going to keep forever. So I want you to take your time, maybe do 1 or 2 pages a day. So because we're doing a lot of that kind of stuff, I'm going to put a lot less on Seesaw, and I want you to be working on some of that stuff that you found in your bag. Okay. All right. So today I'm going to be reading for you over the next 6 days. I'm going to be reading some of my favorite books that I usually like to read at the end of the year, but since we're not really going to be together like we usually would, I'm going to be sharing those with you and reading those books to you. And then we're going to work in this book, which was in your folder when you picked up your supplies. So we're going to do a few pages in here each day to go along with our stories that I read to you. Okay? Okay, our story today is actually going to be on the computer. The rest of mine will be in actual books I get to read to you, but today this one is on a computer, and it was written especially for students for this school year because this school year was very different, and that's the title of this book. This school year was different, by Allison Ryan. This school year has been different from other school years. It started out just like any other school year. You met your teacher, you came to class, and you played with your friends, and you learned. But then all of a sudden things started to change. Schools around the world started to close, and they closed to help keep people healthy. Did you know that not just Kroner closed, but schools all over the United States and other cities and other countries all over the world were closing, and some of them are still closed. And then you weren't going to school anymore. You were staying at home or spending time somewhere else. It was a big, big change. Do you guys kind of remember what that was like when we first stopped going to school? It was a lot different, right? And then when you guys started learning at school, that was very different too. Maybe you felt sad about not going to school, or maybe you felt angry or confused, or maybe you even felt a little bit happy. However you felt and however you feel right now, it's okay to feel that way. I know some days I was happy because I got to spend more time with my family, but a lot of days I felt confused. The computer stuff was really hard for me. And some days, most days, I felt sad because I missed you guys a lot. Sometimes I felt happy when I heard your voices on Seesaw and saw you on Zoom, but there were a lot of days I felt sad or nervous too. School wasn't open, but you kept learning at home. Maybe you got to watch videos or do special learning activities. Maybe you got to have a lot of playtime. You weren't at school, but you were still learning. And I know all of you have still been working really hard and been learning a lot. Very proud of you guys for that. Maybe you got to see some of the other kids in your class, or maybe you didn't see them at all. You weren't at school and you couldn't play together, but you were still a class. Just like when we get together on Zoom, we're still a class together, right? We're still a community. And maybe you got to see your teacher in videos. Or maybe you didn't get to see your teacher at all. You weren't at school and you couldn't give your teacher a hug or a high five, but they were still your teacher, and your teacher thinks about you every single day. And that is true. I do think about you guys every single day, and I miss you very, very much. No matter where you are, your school is still your school. And your class is still your class, your friends are still your friends, and your teacher is still your teacher. This school year has been very different, but you have done a fantastic job, and you should be very proud of that. And I know I'm very proud of you guys. Okay, so this is in your folder that was in your black bag that you picked up from school. If you have not been to school to pick up your stuff yet, that's okay, because some of you aren't picking it up until Tuesday or Wednesday, so that's okay. But when you get it, you'll know what to do. So we're gonna do a few pages together. So don't work ahead, okay? So today, or as soon as you get this, the first day I want you to work on it. You can decorate the front and make it look nice, and add your name. I would do my writing with a pencil, a regular pencil, and then you can do your colored pencils or crayons. Maybe not marker because they might go through, okay? So you're going to put, it says belongs to, school memories, belongs to Mrs. Johnson. Even though this was a different school year, this is something we usually do, and I want you to spend some time doing it so you can always remember your kindergarten year. All right, so down here it says school year. So you're going to write, and if you don't have yours yet, you don't need to watch this whole video. What you could do, stop it right here, and then when you get the book, you can come back and do it with me. All right, 2019 to 2020. All right, and if you would like, on some of these pages, when you're done with them, you can take a picture in Seesaw and post them in Seesaw. I'd love to see some of your pages. So our first page we're going to do is this is me. So up here, we're going to use shapes and colors, and try to do 5 or more colors to draw a picture of what you look like. Now, also in your folder that you'll get in your bag will be a picture that you drew of yourself on the first day of school. And so that would kind of be fun to see, how does your picture look different today that you draw a portrait of yourself than it did on the first day of school, because I bet your drawing skills are much better. So use your shapes, okay? And you can draw yourself and add some details. Make sure that when we're doing our face, we add details like our eyebrows, what color our eyes. Make sure you have some ears to hear with, right? A nose to smell with. So you can draw yourself up there, okay? And then I would add some colors, right? And here it says today's date. So whenever you get it, but it's probably going to be like May 19th or May 20th, so you can ask an adult what the date is and they can help you with that, okay? So normally when we be at school, I'd help you with this a lot. Right here, this first one says, my name is. So I'm going to write my name on this line, okay? My friends call me, so some of you have a nickname that your friends call you, like maybe they call you, like Alfonso, his friends call him Alfie, or Benjamin's friends call him Ben, right? And so some of us have like a shorter name, and William's friends call him Will. So if you don't have a shorter name, you can just write your regular name right there. You can just write Mrs. Johnson or whatever your name is. If you're Zoe, just goes by Zoe. For friends, just call her Zoe. She can write her name. Right, how old you are. Do you guys know how old I am? I think I'm 5 or 6. How about 33? That's a big number, isn't it? All right, my birthday. You might need some help with this. If you don't know your birthday, you can ask an adult. So write our birthdays in there. I think Miss Zoe has the next birthday actually coming up in June. I think June 7th. Is that right, Zoe? July 8th. So you write your month and your day. I live in, where do we live? Do you know? Fort Wayne. Or you could write Indiana, or maybe you want to write Fort Wayne, Indiana. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? All right. If you need to pause, you can. If you want to copy some stuff. What's your address? All right. Well, you guys have been practicing your address for emergency, so this will be a good place to write it. Maybe you put it somewhere in your house to practice, so you could write your address right there. I actually gave you guys all my address if you guys would like to write me over the summer when you guys are seniors and graduating high school, or when you're graduating 5th grade, maybe you want to write me a note, so you're going to save that. But anyways, I gave you my address. I get to school by, how do you go to school? Are you a car rider? You a bus rider? A walker? Okay, so right, how you get to school. So I did that kind of fast, but I didn't want you guys to get bored by watching me. So you guys are going to do that on your own. And you are going to do this page right here. It says, these are a few, oops, let me move mine over. And you can write or draw in this page. Or maybe you want to draw a picture and label it, okay? These are a few of my favorite things. So my favorite color. And so I could color my favorite color. If I remember how to spell the color words, because we all learned our color words this year. Or maybe it's on your crayon and you could write it down if you want to spell it and label it. Okay. My favorite food. Do you guys remember my favorite food? Sushi. Sushi. And I'm going to draw a little picture of sushi right here and that color it in. And I'll do that later. Okay, this one says, my favorite sport. So if you want to write a sentence in here, you could write a whole sentence and use those words up there. You could just draw a picture, or you could draw a picture and add a label. My favorite sport is soccer. Okay, and I could draw a picture of a soccer ball down here, right? So you pick your sport. If you guys want to take a picture of your page when you're done, you guys can send it to me, okay? I know I'm going kind of fast, but you can slow down or you can pause me. My favorite after-school activity. So what do you like to do when you get home from school? What's your favorite thing to do after school? My favorite thing to do when the weather's nice is take a walk. You guys like to take walks with your family? I like to do that after dinner too. My favorite animal. My favorite, and remember, you don't have to write a whole sentence. You can just draw your animal or write it. Animal is a tiger. Okay. My favorite TV show. You know, Miss Johnson, I really think about that. I really don't watch much TV. Let's see. That's a hard one. Well, I really like Octonauts. Do you guys like Octonauts? I think that's a fun show. I like their song. All right, so I can draw some pictures here and add to it, and I can color it and do your cover. So that's your job for your first day, is to work on those first two, the cover and those first two pages. This is me, and these are a few of my favorite things. All right, in addition to this, I also want you guys to get your handwriting book out when you get it, and I want you to work on 2 pages a day. And I told your parents to sit with you and make sure you're writing your letters correctly. It's not a race. It's about practicing good handwriting so that you have good handwriting for going into first grade. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another story. Bye.